This Top 10 intro is brought to you by VectorStar Productions. The Wii U's life is coming to an end. Boy, does the time fly. Today, I'm sharing my 10 favorite games on the Wii U. So without further ado, let's go.
Number 10.
At number 10, we have one of the Wii U launch titles, New Super Mario Bros. U. I'm also going to count New Super Luigi U as well, since they're basically the same game. New Super Luigi U is just a level pack. Now, I can imagine that a lot of you wouldn't put this game on the list because of how generic it's made out to be. I mean, the year this game came out, we also had New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS, so the franchise was starting to feel stale. But try playing it now and don't think about the other games. Mario Bros. U is overall a really solid experience. The level design is fantastic. All of them have a slightly different feel, making them all a little different from one another. One set of levels that really stand out to me are the Van Gogh themed levels. The style is breathtaking and makes me wish that more risks were taken in the graphic department. The inclusion of the baby Yoshis are really great. They help change the gameplay by allowing you to cast light in dark areas, bubble up some baddies, or catch some extra height. While the Yoshis are fun to use, they're a bit unnecessary for the most part. I've always found it more fun to throw them over a ledge. Sorry, Yoshi. This game has 5-player co-op. 4 players can run around while a 5th player with the gamepad adds platforms to the level by touching the screen. After playing in this manner, adding platforms seem to cause more chaos and confusion, but that makes the levels more fun and interesting to me. This game is easy as hell, so anything to make it more challenging is a plus. There's also a challenge mode where you can complete a set of challenges like beating a level as fast as you can, collecting all the coins, or avoid touching any coins for a whole stage. This game is still pretty fun to play, it's just not that memorable due to the saturation of 2D Mario titles.
Number 9.
Oh yes, here's an underrated gem. No pun intended. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, the first Toad exclusive game. If you remember from Super Mario 3D World, there were these little Toad puzzle levels where you went around collecting stars, but the catch was that you couldn't jump. Treasure Tracker is centered around those levels, except they've now been expanded on even further. The puzzles have gotten more complex and really clever too. Some levels that stick out to me is the one where you play the whole thing using clear pipes, and the one that's inspired by the arcade title Donkey Kong. I enjoyed this game so much that I even made a top 10 on it. I apologize for the plug, but really, this game deserves more attention. I do like how you can also play as Toadette. While it doesn't change the gameplay at all, it's still a neat addition. Each level has additional objectives too. Some you have to collect a certain amount of coins or find the golden mushroom, and things along the lines of that. Clearing the levels is easy, but 100%ing the game will take a bit of time as some of these levels are challenging. Heck, there's even bosses. I'm glad Nintendo made this little game. It's one of the few that helps the Wii U stand out a little bit more.
Number 8.
Anyone remember the development story for Rayman Legends? Well, if not, let's recap. This game was a sequel to the beloved Rayman Origins and was supposed to be an exclusive on the Wii U. The game ended up being delayed twice. The second delay was so it could be ported to the other consoles. Damn Ubisoft, what a slap in the face. I understand why you did this because of the poor Wii U sales, but anyway, let's go on with the game itself. This is a really beautiful looking platformer where you play as Rayman and go through levels collecting lumps and freeing any TNTs along the way. The game on the outside may seem to play a lot like New Super Mario Bros. U, but there's so much more. The amount of content in Rayman Legends is immaculate. The more TNTs you find, the more levels you can unlock. There's also these special Murphy stages where you use the gamepad to change the environment of the stage to move Murphy forward. The controls in this game aren't only fluid but incredibly fast-paced. You push that punch button and it happens with style. Some Rayman Origin stages were brought back as a bonus, and as an apology for all the delays. There's also daily and weekly challenges that you can compete in. There's special music levels that force you to jump and smash through obstacles and enemies to the beat. I mean, just holy crap, why isn't this game praised more? There's so much content, and I haven't even mentioned all the unlockable costumes and other small goodies. Now, I've tried co-op play in the past. Rayman Legends actually becomes more fun with co-op since you can work together on collecting the lums and teensies. It feels like there's more objectives and more worth to what you're doing instead of just finding a few star coins and getting to a flagpole.
Number 7.
And now, we're on to Super Mario 3D World. When I originally saw this game, I thought it was going to be an open world experience like Super Mario 64 or Sunshine, but sadly that's not the case. Despite Nintendo crushing my hopes and dreams, 3D World is still a ton of fun. One of the best parts about this game is that you can play as more characters than just Mario and Luigi. You can also use Peach, who can float, Toad, who can run really fast, and Rosalina, who has a spin attack. Being able to play through the game and swap to whatever character you feel like is really refreshing. All of the levels feel really different too. The level design is a bit on the easy side, but it's still really solid. I'm also a huge fan of the new bosses. They're all pretty different from what we've seen in the past. Besides the main levels, there's also these endurance rounds where you have to collect green stars at a fast pace, and of course, the Captain Toad stages. The game can be fun with multiplayer too, but only if everyone is half decent with the game, otherwise it becomes too chaotic to be fun. If you've never played Mario 3D Land, don't bother with that one and just play Mario 3D World instead. It's much more polished.
Number 6.
Check.
Number 5.
Ever since I was a kid, I always thought it would be a great idea to have a game where you could make your own Mario levels. And lo and behold, Super Mario Maker was born. The title itself is self-explanatory. You can make your own Mario levels. There's 4 different themes of Mario that you can use, as well as dozens of enemies, objects, and other assets. Some of the levels that I've seen get made from this game are just dazzling. People have some pretty crazy imaginations. This is one of those games that could have been as big as Minecraft, but due to Nintendo's strict copyright policies on YouTube, Mario Maker will never be as big as it deserves to be. My only gripe with this game, honestly, is that there are a lot of awful levels. Since almost all the levels are made by us and not actual developers, people don't know what they're doing and just throw together some garbage. Even with that though, when you play a great level, it feels really special. It's a Mario game that's never going to end. There will always be new levels to play. This really makes me wonder what they'll do with 2D Mario after this game. It's also a bit annoying that you do have to put in a huge code to play your friends' levels, but the option of sharing levels is there. Nintendo is slowly learning how to internet. And also, I've had a ton of fun playing levels that you guys have sent me. That's something that can't be experienced every day.
Number 4.
And here we have another really underrated game. Yoshi's Woolly World is not only one of the most gorgeous games on the Wii U, but also the cutest. I mean, seriously, Yarn Yoshi breaks the adorable meter. This is the first Yoshi game to really play similarly to the original title, Yoshi's Island. You can throw eggs to open up walls, collect items, or kill enemies. The level design has the right blend of difficulty, secrets, and goodies to collect. Nothing ever feels out of the way or a pain to complete. The whole experience is just really enjoyable. I also like the large variety of Yoshi skins that you can unlock. The best skin has to be the N64 one because it's the N64, man. Woolly World with co-op is pretty fun too. That is until you get to the harder, more complex levels. Even with 2 good players, you can tell that the harder levels were made for one person. But that's besides the point. There's a ton of replay value. Now you can easily breeze through this game, but collecting all the flowers and yarn pieces and stuff like that can take a while longer. This game needs to be played by more people, that's all I'm saying. Oh, and I made a top 10 on this one too, on the best stages. Look, I'm sorry, I won't plug anymore, I swear.
Number 3.
Of all the new indie games I've played, none have made quite an impact on me like Shovel Knight has. I'm a pretty big fan of retro platformers, and holy crap does this shove nostalgia into my face. This game feels like playing DuckTales, Castlevania, Zelda 2, Ninja Gaiden, and all the greatest NES games all at once. You play as Shovel Knight and you just go around swinging your shovels, springing off enemies, and digging for treasure. The shovel mechanic might look stupid, but seriously, you play the game for like 30 seconds and you just become mesmerized. This is seriously the best platformer I've played in several years. The difficulty progression is perfect too. As soon as you learn one element of the game, the next level throws something new at you. And the music, dear God, the music makes me cream my pants. A lot of the tunes are really catchy and fit wonderfully with the game. The art style may be retro, but it still looks really crisp. I've heard rumors that this whole game could fit on an NES cartridge aside from a couple colors, and if that's the case, why hasn't anyone done this yet? If someone has, tell me so I can buy this on the NES right now, because I need it. Oh, and did I mention that all the DLC is free? Yeah, Plague Knight is a DLC character where you can play through the game using Plague Knight with brand new powers and challenges, plus there's even more free DLC along the way. Oh, please, Yacht Club Games, you're gonna give me a heart attack!
Number 2.
While this isn't my favorite Mario Kart game, this was the first Wii U title that I was truly excited to play. Mario Kart 8 is definitely one of the better Mario Kart titles out there. It fixes a lot of the problems Mario Kart 7 had. The blue shells don't show up nearly as often, the Super Horn is a great addition to the game, and there's actual modes! Why Mario Kart 7 doesn't just have a normal versus mode is beyond me, but anyway, let's talk about cool stuff. This was the first Mario Kart title to get DLC, and my goodness was that a treat. We got 6 new characters, albeit a couple of them basically being carbon copies, plus several new tracks and karts, all for a very affordable price. All the tracks in this game feel like they've been worked on for several months each. They all play silky smooth. This is one of the faster Mario Kart games out there. New to the series is 200cc, which I don't know how anyone can play that quickly. I probably just suck at it, but seriously, it's like only good for the F-Zero tracks. The online is also fantastic. I rarely ran into connection errors, and you can even set up your own tournaments and play directly with friends. And on top of that, this is one of the few games to still support split-screen multiplayer. It's really a shame to see all these new games dropping to split-screen, so I'm more than happy to see Mario Kart 8 having it. I'm definitely excited to see what the next Mario Kart game is going to bring us. And now, the number one best Wii U game, in my opinion, is... Of the 9 games I just talked about, none of those are worth buying a Wii U for. They're great games, no doubt, but none of them stand out. Rayman Legends and Shovel Knight are available on other platforms. Smash for Wii U, Mario Maker, and Woolly World are basically ports already on the 3DS or coming to the console soon. Mario Bros. U, Mario 3D World, and Mario Kart 8 are all incredibly similar to their 3DS counterparts, and Captain Toad is just a spin-off from 3D World. So, what does that leave us with? Splatoon. The one game that truly makes the Wii U worth purchasing. It's the one unique experience the console offers. Splatoon is a shooter that doesn't feel like a normal shooter. Instead of shooting bullets, you shoot bursts of ink. Instead of running, you transform into a squid and move through your colored ink to gain speed. You don't always focus on kills, you have to ink as much area as possible too. While the game does have similar styled guns to say pistols or machine guns, here you can use a freaking bucket or paint roller as a weapon. Not only is this hilarious, but the weapons are also balanced really well. If you're playing badly, it's because you actually suck. Or you're against a really good sniper. So okay, the snipers can be a problem sometimes, but that doesn't change the fact that this game is really addicting. I'm still playing Splatoon to this day, it's just really fun and is a nice change of pace. While you can only play as Inkling Boy or Girl, there's a load of different costumes you can put them in. The costumes are used to improve your character's or weapon stats. While I'll admit the single player was a little lackluster, just wait for the sequel to come out for this franchise to really be improved. Splatoon is definitely missing some strange functions that a lot of shooters usually have, but this is the best the Wii U has to offer. Also, subscribe and smash a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment and tell me what your favorite Wii U game is and why. Hop on the bandwagon and follow my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Also, you might be wondering why I didn't add games like Xenoblade Chronicles X or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Well, I personally have not played them. I haven't played Pikmin 3 either. So that's why they're not on this list again. It's opinionated. That's all I gotta say. Talk to y'all later.